But I am thinking about you a lot.
I like that.
You know why?
Because I didn't answer a text?
No.
Oh.
No, because you are representative of a lot of people in these football-loving United States of America right now. Because
I do think I'm a man of the people, Rich.
I'm going to take a different approach. I don't think you're going to see this approach anywhere.
Okay.
And that's saying a lot because there's a lot of people talking right now in this mosh pit of 12 to 3 Eastern in sports talk.
Yeah, a lot shouldn't.
And information. The likability factor of these teams playing in Super Bowl 59 and who's rooting for whom. And the way I'm looking at it is the matchup between the two Steph Currys of the National Football League. And by that I mean Patrick Mahomes, first up. He was the guy who chews on his mouth guard.
I think that's Invisalign, actually.
On his Invisalign, very good. Whatever it is Invisalign. So he chews on his Invisalign, and Steph chews on his mouth guard. But remember when Mahomes started winning for the first time, and we're getting introduced to him, and he's as likable as they come, and we absolutely fell in love with him and got to meet his family, and now he's a dad. You know, Steph is his dad. We haven't seen Mahomes bring his kids yet to a press conference as Mahomes did. I mean, as Steph did back in the day.
Because Riley Curry dominated in her.
Oh, yeah, that's
right.
true.
She was the GOAT.
She's probably a teenager now.
Oh, yeah, she is.
But the interesting aspect of it is right now, Mahomes is in the Steph Curry phase of winning too much for people who used to really like him. And now people are kind of getting tired of seeing Mahomes make the championship round every year, and you're wondering how they're doing it. You're wondering how long it's going to last. And despite how likable he may be as a human himself, you kind of having to remember there was some Warriors fatigue after a while.
Well, that was because of Kevin Durant.
There might have been Durant and Draymond Green or what have you.
Yeah.
But so I'm just saying that Mahomes is in that Curry phase of his career right now. And the new Steph Curry, who's at the beginning of his ascension, is Saquon Barkley. And Barkley actually did the night-night pose on the Commanders. And that's when I saw that. I'm like thinking to myself, we've got another wonderfully likable player. Mm-hmm. And you're seeing him with his daughter, just like Steph, right? With his kids. And you're seeing the family out there, and you're seeing this beautiful faces and beautiful family. And, you know, Saquon does this handshake with his daughter, and what's not to like? What's not to like? And it's two different phases of the Curry experience in the NFL right now. And I'm just wondering, is Saquon's Curryness enough to bring people to the side of the Philadelphia Eagles when Super Bowl 59 kicks off? Because I'll tell you what, and I'm being straight up, I couldn't be more honest when I say this to Philadelphia fans. Not a lot of people like you out there. It's straight up.
The fans?
Yeah.
They have a rough rap.
The whole experience. You know, the head coach who's yelling it all the time. He's kind of calmed it down a little bit this year, Sirianni.
A little bit.
Right?
A little bit.
And the EAGLES, the singing, the NFC East hates them. They love themselves. And they're, you know, like the gritty, Rocky Balboa, Philadelphia sports scene. But outside the Northeast, I don't know how many people are rooting for them this year, unless they have full-on Chiefs fatigue, right. And the Chiefs fatiguers are going to start wearing green. Because Saquon is 100% someone to root for. So is Jalen Hurts, I might add.
Saquon has made the Eagles a lot more tolerable and likable.
For a lot of people,
yeah.
Except Giants fans,
right?
Cowboys fans,
mm-hmm.
Commanders fans.
True.
True.
Like, and you're a Penn Stater, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm thinking of you. And, of course, Chiefs fans, there's a lot of people who are beginning to grow tired of you, too. And that's part and parcel of the Super Bowl 59 matchup. I know I don't usually go negative here, but I'm wondering, who do you think people are rooting for the most coming into this Super Bowl? If we just pop it up as a poll question, who are you rooting for? In a matchup that we saw 2 years ago, who are you rooting for? You're rooting for the Chiefs, are you not? TJ Jefferson, you are the newest member of Chiefs Kingdom.
There's a clip going around social media of Jeff Daniels as the dude, and he's in the backseat of the car. Remember this scene? And he's telling the dude that he just hates the effing Eagles because the driver's playing the Eagles.
Okay.
So that clip's going around.
That's going around.
Like, that's me for sure.
That's
just
you.
Don't like that.
And are you rooting for the Eagles, Chris? I know this is a touchy subject because Chiefs fans think that you haven't given them their proper amount of flowers this year.
Which is insane.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I think I've been thinking about this a lot the last couple of days. Like, TJ, you bring it up all the time. The idea that we're alive right now to witness the greatness. Like, think about like our era. We get to witness not only like going right from Brady and the Manning era, which was amazing, and now into this quarterback era and Mahomes and what they're doing is so phenomenal. Like, being able to witness that is pretty cool as a sports fan, just like, as you like to say, Rich, writ large.
Yes.
I mean, as a Pats fan, you're like, oh man, because they're gonna do something that we couldn't do, and like that's super frustrating.
Yeah.
And so you don't really want that. You want the Eagles to win.
So I'm saying Patriots fans might be rooting for the Eagles because you don't want that. You don't want people to defray your
right. Exactly. All the tweets I've been getting about like, oh, the Patriots dynasty is literally being erased before our. Okay, well, do it for 20 years first, and then. But also, you bring up the Eagles fans things of it, and like Eagles fans are such like fake New Yorkers in Boston. It's just so frustrating that like they think that they're on our level, which is super frustrating. And then, so like that part of it is pretty frustrating.
Yeah, baby.
So it's like you're kind of like you're kind of rooting for the meteor, and that's what kind of what I was saying last week about this matchup is just so you know. Where like it's not fun like any of the other matchups would have been.
How is watching Saquon run against this superb Chiefs defense through Chris Jones towards Nick Bolton into the secondary with McDuffie and those top-notch players in the Reed and
the Saquon element of it, which is super fun because it's been such an awesome season. I've been saying for months that he should be the MVP, and so like it's like I'm 50.1% Eagles and you know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I don't know.
Now, Raiders fans are rooting for the Eagles, right?
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
There's no Charger fans that rooting for the Chiefs here.
No.
There's no Broncos fans rooting for the Chiefs here, right?
The Raiders feel about the Chiefs the way the Cowboys feel about the Eagles. It's the same thing.
You can't have it.
And you're right. Like, Saquon's so likable that
he's like that
just puts it over.
He's like the Steph Curry coming out of Davidson, drafted where he was drafted and becoming a star. Even though Saquon was a star in college and Saquon was a star in New York City that the Giants let walk to Philadelphia, he's just so damn likable. He might be the most likable Philadelphia athlete in the history of Philadelphia athletes.
Well, Philly's most famous and likable athlete is a movie character.
Give it up. Who
Just
you got?
take my camera shot. Are you joking?
Okay.
How dare you?
By the way,
first
and
again,
ages, that was 50 years ago.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Dr. J.
It does matter.
Okay,
the most famous Philadelphia athlete
argue this
is
with
a
you.
movie character. Like, there's a statue literally of Sylvester Stallone, the actor.
Yeah.
Like, Saquon is so much cooler than that. Like, come on.
Anyway. I guess it'll make it real. No,
you know.
I forgot all those years you lived in Philadelphia. My bad.
No, you're talking like you lived in Philadelphia. You're even from Pennsylvania. You're talking. They think they're Boston and New York.
Born in Pennsylvania, bro.
By the way, you're right about that, though.
I didn't mean Dr. J slander. You know how I feel.
Well, you know I'm gonna like lose it when you try that. Like I'm just
trying to point out again that this is an aspect of Super Bowl 59 that's out there, you know, and we're not. While we're waiting around to get to New Orleans, and 1 week from this very moment, we'll be off and running on our Super Bowl shows from New Orleans next week. We're very excited about that, and we're ready to roll. But put it out there, Chris, at Rich Eisen Show.
Let's do it.
Who are you rooting for?
Who are you rooting for?
Now, you thought it would be 80-20 Eagles.
I think it's going to be heavy. I mean,
why?
Well, that was his first blush.
I think Swifties are out there too, which is another reason why people are like,
Rich, no disrespect. I don't know that
I'm serious.
Swifties aren't voting on our poll.
Excuse me. They're everywhere. Number one.
I don't.
And you know,
I think the Eagles win this. I don't know if it's going to be a
everywhere.
landslide, but I think the
I
Eagles.
think the Eagles win,
serious.
but not 80-20.
Yeah, the Eagles win, I think.
And by the way, I said Jeff Daniels
Why?
Earlier. Jeff Bridges, of course,
Bridges.
as Big Lebowski, the dude.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But, you know, Rich, you know what's funny? It's
Put it out
about
there.
having this fatigue. Adam, the other day, you know, Adam's a little younger
He's a
than
Bears
us.
fan. He's rooting for the Chiefs.
Well, Adam asked me,
Right.
he goes, let me ask you, he goes, was there Jordan in the Bulls fatigue back in the day? And I
Oh,
was
my
like,
God. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm saying, because of his age, he lived there. He didn't know. I'm like, dude, there absolutely
Are you kidding
was
me?
Bulls fatigue. Like, people
Oh, my
got
God.
and I love Michael Jordan. And I even was like, okay, can someone else win
I
this
hated
one?
by the way, I hated every Chicago Bull except Michael Jordan. And he's the one that was ripping out my heart and showing it to me, pumping the most. I hated Pippen. I hated Kukoc. Name him. Who was it? Williams. What was his name?
Armstrong.
What was his name? What was it?
Brian Williams.
No,
Bison Dele? You
Oh,
mean?
come on, rest in peace.
Name them all. Who were some of the
Luke Longley?
backups?
Oh, Stacey King.
Yeah, all the people.
Horace
who-
Grant?
Bill Cartwright.
Well, Bill was a former Nick. I didn't hate him.
Randy Brown. Judd Bushler. You hated Bushler?
I
hate
hated
Judd
Dude,
Bushler.
yes, I did. I hated all of them. I hated Phil Jackson. I started
hated Tex
Tex
Winter?
Winter? Come on, you hated
Let me
Tex?
tell you something.
can't hate Tex.
I started hating the shape of triangles. I started disliking shapes. Get out of here.
Anything with three sides? You're just like, I'm out.
So,
Dennis Rodman
yield
didn't do nothing
signs?
to you, Rich.
are you kidding me? Patrick Ewing was having one big, huge roadblock. And going into Chicago, Gary Glitter, going into Chicago, listening to all that. The voice of the Knicks being the voice of all their championships and Marv. It was awful. Terrible. Are you kidding me?
All right. I get it.
I'm glad I wasn't walking around and him wondered, was there Bulls fatigue? Yeah, Adam, there was Bulls fatigue.
Ron Harper would like a word
I
with
became
you.
one of the-
Ron Harper.
Excuse me. I became one of the biggest fans of the White Sox ever.
Craig Hodges?
I'm like, you go play baseball, Mike. Get out of here. Look at that shot of Patrick trying to guard Michael. And, you know, good Lord.
Shout out to JoJo English.
Trying the keyword.
Okay?
So I understand. That's why I'm kind of starting the show this way.
John Paxson did nothing.
Oh,
to
God.
Eugene Eisen.
Except make 3-pointers when he had no business.
Oh, Adam just
All
texted
of
me
them.
that Will Purdue is online too.
Well,
so.
Purdue.
Fine. Get him on. I'll tell him how much I dislike. Bill Wennington, former St. John's. Bill Wennington. I rooted for him in the Big East, and then he scored 2 points on the day Jordan dropped 55 in the Garden.
And then had the
Then he
audacity
had
to
the
say,
audacity to pass to a St. John Redmond and beat the Knicks. I hated them.
didn't he have the audacity to say he and Mike combined for 57?
Yeah, I know. All right. How do we get on that? Okay. At Rich Eisen Show, go ahead and vote. I'm curious to know. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.